If you were on the internet at a young age, from the mid to late 2000s, it was more than likely that you ran yourself into some false information. And since you're a young, naive kid, you don't know any better, you of course believe this information, and then you're very, very sad and disappointed when it turns out that it wasn't real, it was fake. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to just be talking about things that I believed from the internet that turned out they weren't true, or they were intentionally like fake to, to prank people or whatever. So the first one is I'm gonna get it out the way real quick because it's not necessarily false information, because it was just a straight up creepypasta that I believed. I thought it was true, and that was the Pokemon Lavender Town syndrome theme song shit, whatever. And I'm pretty sure I covered this in the previous video, so I'm just gonna get it out the way real quick. So basically, if you weren't around at that time, there was a big like creepypasta going around that the Lavender Town theme song, the original version of it, had like a little thing, a little tune or some shit that made Japanese kids unalive themselves, or they would give them huge headaches and stuff like that. And I'm like, I want to be alive, so I tried my best to avoid listening to that song. I had heard it before, so I'm like, no, don't get stuck in my head, get out of my head. And I didn't want nothing to do with it, but I found out it was a creepypasta, and I'm like, what's a creepypasta? And then I went down a rabbit hole, like one does, right? And then speaking of creepypastas, I'll get the next one out of the way pretty quick. There was like a Mickey Mouse video. It would be like a loop of him walking, but I think as the loop progressed, the video would get more distorted and warped. I forgot it exactly in what ways, but I know that the video would change. And apparently if you kept on watching it, I think it would make you unalive yourself, or some bad shit would happen. So I made sure that I never ever watched that video. And not only was I scared of that video, I was scared of Mickey Mouse, the cheese himself, or what the fuck, the mouse himself. And I wanted nothing to do with him. But yet again, it turned out it was a creepypasta. And then there was another creepypasta that I thought was real, because like I said, I didn't know what one was at first, and then I had a hard time understanding what it truly was. I was just very spooked by it. But the one that I was scared of was the Godzilla one, the NES game. I thought it was real. I thought a guy actually bought a copy of the game, and it was cursed, and there was demons following around, and the demon from the game killed his girlfriend or some shit. I forgot how it all went, but I thought it was real, and I was scared, and I never touched that Godzilla game. Never. I wanted to play that shit on the emulators. I'm like, yo, this looks kind of cool. But then I saw the rest of the creepypasta. I'm like, nah, never mind. You can keep that game. But in terms of creepypastas, I think those were the main ones that I believed in. I think there might have been like a Chuck E. Cheese one that I might have been scared of, but I can't recall. But like I said, those are creepypastas. Those aren't really people intentionally spreading false information. They're just creepypastas. But I didn't know what that was. And then the next one I want to talk about is, I guess it's a creepypasta, but the Herobrine, right? I wanted to summon. I wanted him in my world because I heard all these stories about Herobrine. He pops up in your world. He follows you around. He's just like Steve, but he has white eyes, no pupils. He fucks your ass. He was Notch's dead brother, and that shit. I was scared of him. But then I got to the point where like the myth around him made me actually want to see him. I wasn't really scared of him as much as I was fascinated by him. I wanted to see him in the flesh. So of course I took to YouTube, how do I summon Herobrine in Minecraft Pocket Edition? And at the time I only had Pocket Edition, and I thought on the PC version, I thought it was real, because there was that one patch that said Herobrine removed. I'm like, yo, he was in the PC version, he's gotta be in mobile. And I searched up so many tutorials, and the one I can recall, I think, was the one where you put like those nether bricks or whatever, and then the gold blocks. I forgot exactly how it was. Or the nether, then you put like a nether reactor in the middle. I completely forgot, but I'll look it up. I'll see if I can find the original video. It's gotta be somewhere out there. The main one I'm thinking about in my head. But there was many videos I watched to try to summon him. None of them worked, of course, but I kept on trying because I'm like, he's gotta be real. There was that one super popular video, I think it has like millions of views now, where it's a guy in Minecraft Pocket Edition with Herobrine in his world. I'm like, he's gotta be real. Look, he's right there. But at the same time, like I said, I was fascinated by him, as much, not really as scared of him, but I was a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit scared. I'm like, what if I do find him? Because I guess in the back of my head I was like, he's never gonna show up. But what if I did? What if he did show up? I feel like that would have creeped me out. But yeah, I never found never found Herobrine. The next thing that was Minecraft related was the either or the ether. I don't know. It was supposed to be like it was the glowstone blocks, and then you put the water bucket, and then you go to like the sky islands or whatever. I think at the time Minecraft Pocket Edition didn't have the nether, so I'm like, yo, at least we got the ether right. And then I built it. Of course, I was so excited. I'm finally gonna be able to go to a different dimension in Minecraft Pocket Edition. I'm stuck of being in the normal world, and then whenever I placed that water bucket down, and it just went all over the place, man, was I disappointed. Alright, so now let's fast forward a little bit in time. We're not in the late 2000s anymore, alright? We're in like the mid to early 2010s, right? In Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, big games, everybody's playing them. But you know, you gotta wait alive. You want to open up your chest, you gotta spend some gems. If you want to upgrade all your shit, you don't want to wait hours for it to finish upgrading. You gotta spend gems. I think it was gems. But basically, every kid who was playing that game wanted infinite gems, right? Nobody wanted to be legit about it or grind their way up. No, everybody wanted free gems, and of course, I would spend hours and hours, way too many hours, just watching so many YouTube videos on how to get it. So many. And then like 90% of the videos would just take you to a link where it looked very legit, or at least I thought it looked very legit, very professional, right? You type in your username, it's all in the Clash Royale font. You got the Clash Royale Barbarian in the background, all these cards and shit. It looks legit, it looks real. And you type in your username, and then you just slide the bar how many gems you want. You only want a little bit, you don't want to make it too obvious you're cheating, or you just want all of them, fuck it. And of course I would get all of them, fuck it. And then it would just show like a bunch of lines of code, and I'm like, yo, it's for real. It's fucking running through the algorithms and shit. It's sending all the gems to my account. And then there would be like a progress bar. It would be loading. It's at 90%. And right as it's about to finish, boom, you gotta do some surveys. And then at first I would try to fill out the surveys, but then they would ask for your address. I'm like, my parents always told me never to put my address or any type of personal information on shit like this. So I thankfully never got too far into the surveys. But every time I would see, I would be the same shit, right? A different website with the same format, the Clash Royale PNGs in the back with the Clash Royale font, lines of code, and the bar about to progress. And every time that it would show win $1,000 Visa gift card, $500 PlayStation gift card, I'm like, all right, moving to the next video. And I spent an unhealthy amount of hours just trying to get infinite gems. I could have spent all that time actually climbing up the ladder, but yeah, that was an interesting time. But now we're moving on to the real story, the real reason why I wanted to make this video. So back in the day, I had a DS Lite, and the 3DS came out, and it was badass. The graphics looked amazing on it. You could put it in 3D. It just looked so good. It looked badass. And of course I wanted to get my hands on that, but it was very expensive. It was just new. If y'all remember, the 3DS was super expensive when it first came out. They dropped the price like later on, but when it first came out, it was expensive. And of course my parents were gonna buy me that shit. I already got a DS Lite. You don't need no 3DS. So I would look up on YouTube how to turn your DS into a 3DS. And again, like the freaking Clash Royale Unlimited Gems, I would spend an unhealthy amount of time just searching on how I could possibly turn my DS into a 3DS. And the two main ones that I remember the most, there was this, oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. There was this video where you wrap your DS, or no, you would just go to the, it was obviously a guy trying to be funny. He went to the restroom, he put his DS on the fucking toilet, not in the water. I think he wrapped it around his shirt or some shit. He put it on top of the toilet with the toilet seat down, and he would walk away. He would go back in the restroom, and boom, it was a 3DS. And I did that. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get a 3DS. And then there was no fucking 3DS. It was the same old shitty DS Lite. And then there was another video. This is the one that I have the most memories of. I'll go around when I'm editing and see if I can find any more that you know, maybe I watched back in the day. But in this video, this guy, he got his DS, he wrapped it around some underwear, right? He put it in the washing machine. He put the DS wrapped in underwear in the washing machine, and then he put some 3D glasses in there too, and then a fucking banana for some reason. And then he turned it on, right? Turned his camera off, took it off, took the DS out of the washing machine, of course. And I'm like, I didn't know what the power of editing could do back then. I didn't even know what the hell editing was. So I'm like, yo, he put his DS in there. And then whenever, you know, he cut the video and he played it back, he opened it, he took the DS out, and it wasn't, now that I'm looking back at the video, it wasn't even a fucking 3DS, it was a DSi. But then there was like a Mario sticking out of it, and of course this guy was trying to be stupid, right? What kid could possibly fall for this? I did. I almost did. I was telling my mom, like, please, please let me put my DS in the washing machine. Please, look, it's gonna turn it into a 3DS. And thank God my parents never let me go through with that, because they spent quite a lot of money on that DS just for me to fucking destroy it. But there was another, after that, I'm like, oh, wow, I guess I can't get a 3DS. Guess I'll try to turn it into a DSi, but I don't remember any videos, any specific videos I watched on how to turn it into a DSi, but I just remembered that I gave up on the 3DS. Alright, I'm gonna just turn it into a DSi. But that never worked either, unfortunately. But sooner or later, I got a DSi and it was all good. But it's still very funny how naive, how gullible, how stupid I was as a kid. And, you know, maybe this video is relatable. Hopefully it's not, because, you know, why would you want to relate to almost fucking up your DS, putting it in the washing machine? But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Let me know if there's any dumb shit from the internet that you believed back in the day. And yeah, see you all next time and take care.